that was a juke. But now they're going for an initial pick of Omen right here. They're gonna more focus, but they're more focused on damage right here as far as I can see. So yeah, I'm pretty much looking forward to this, because if you notice that China here has like more focused the damage more on the Tulin and on the Kriknak right here, but it's also a potential that Tulin may be the priority target for Team Thailand right here.
True. Meanwhile, it looks like Thailand Wildcard still... Okay, so I was about to say they're still deciding on whether they'd want to go for the Omen. I'd say Omen is not a bad way to go, actually, especially considering that China has drafted a Kriknak. And if it does come to those scenarios wherein this Kriknak starts to roam, I mean, Omen as is a pretty darn good duelist. He has both the damage as well as the survivability in case he is kind of far off in lane away from his team. So could pretty much handle the numbers are definitely working in their favor. Xenial doesn't... Okay, ultimate is actually up. So Thailand Wildcard, they want to be a bit more careful. They want to go full commit onto this to try to go for Yichin. Looks like will survive though. It's easily a now 5v4. Thailand Wildcard, they might be regarding this. That's going to be first blood going to the Xenial. Looks like China want to go for more. Nanwon getting Drui. Taos might be the next to go, and that will end in a 3-0 in favor of Team China. As we're seeing here, Romeo clearing out the wave. Looks like Nanwon gonna make sure that the top side is kept in check. A little bit of a juke out between these two players. Yichin gonna be responding as well. Romeo gonna try to make an escape, but Nanwon able to connect the ultimate before the Omen.
Going in for the Abyssal Dragon. Arum trying to taunt them because, of course, it's alright. He's a tank. I mean, it's given that it's gonna have long survivability, but that Arum successfully stole that Abyssal Dragon in the hands of China.
Yes, and that's gonna be value for the Thailand Wildcard. Not only do they get Abyssal Dragon, they also get...
Just tried a little bit of poking there, but of course they had to back away because it's gonna be difficult if one of either of the teams have casualties.
Yes, looks like 3 members of the Thailand Wildcard committed towards taking this top side. Liliana slowly making her way as well. Junjun tries to get it disengaged. Xenial ultimate will land in time. Not able to connect on Junjun, but Junjun was able to survive nonetheless. Looks like China going to turn things around for the Thailand Wildcard. Taos taking quite a bit, trying to keep the rest of Thailand Wildcard at bay by making them escape. Looks like 2 members were taken down as a casualty though, 2 for nothing.
That they don't have that wave of minions to actually aid them by pushing that turret. Meanwhile, we see here that Thailand Ryoma has successfully slain Kriknak right there onto that square-ish of a fight. Alice here tries to stun, but it's gonna be hard for them. But Wonder Movement here still trying to run for his life because it's gonna be a 3v1 out there. Thailand, a more opportunity for the Dark Slayer right here rather. And we see that their Team China here tries his best to go ahead and stop them, but no, numbers matter in here. And we see that Team Thailand is going to get that Dark Slayer uncontested, which gives them more buffs and more gold.
Plus pressure on their side. So Team China, they have to play a good defense right now.
Meanwhile here, missed positionings happening from Kriknak right there because Thailand here with the Dark Slayer is already confident enough. Well, they were already aware that they can't really do that all at the same time. So it was a good choice that 3 members of Thailand went to the top side of the and used that advantage to actually push. It'll be onto their favor. Meanwhile, we see here 2v1 encounter happening between Omen and Xenial. But Omen, despite having slain one of them, I think Xenial's giving him a pretty hard time.
Yep, looks like Romeo going to go for the chase now. That is not a hero you want to go 1v1 against with, but still Romeo was unfortunately maxed out his survivability there by eventually going down to the Xenial. But this is going to be Thailand Wildcard, going to seek vengeance for their fallen comrade. Takes down the Xenial.
There were moments where Team Thailand were scattered onto the top side of the lane, and China didn't use that opportunity to actually push the bottom side of the lane right here. But regardless, they have to find some way to actually find a good opening right here. Just like that. Even though that was just a 1v1 fight, it's gonna be difficult because the Liliana had respawned. If one side of the team has more advantages on the resources, especially on the map control, it's gonna be difficult as the time progresses right here.
Yeah, but meanwhile, looks like that's gonna be a collapse onto Ju Sheng, taking down what is an essential Kit will be A-okay though. Jusheng goes in onto Kit, but here comes the rest of the Thailand Wildcard going from the back line. That's going to be Junjun very, very low. Looks like it's going to be Jusheng that's taking the bulk of the damage. Nanwan going to try to deal damage in exchange. Actually manages to take down Yi Chen, Thailand Wildcard. It's very, very messy fight that we're seeing here. The health bars are going left and right, but look at Tauzi, still very, very healthy, able to get the full benefit of China collapsing as a unit onto the members of the Thailand Wildcard earlier, which is why he's still very, very healthy through the passive. Great duelist, but still with 2 members on his tail, still wants to be careful. That's just the full damage coming in from Yi-Chen. Great assassination. Meanwhile, Thailand Wildcard, they take advantage of their time to take down the last high ground in the bot lane. They're on the chase right now. Team China, can they go for more members from the Thailand Wildcard? Kriknak is still way too far away. Jusheng looks like they're going to back away. They realize they bite off more than they can chew. And Team Thailand Wildcard looks like they could potentially go for the finish here. Kriknak managing to retreat to base, but that's only Tulin and Kriknak. 2 damage, not enough front line to keep them surviving in this game. Nanwan, look at that, just takes so much damage. Yi-Chen tries to go for an assassination, tries to get the damage onto Drui, but it's just not enough. Way too overwhelming considering there's still 4 members of Thailand Wildcard in check. Nanwan tries to go back in, but looks like Thailand Wildcard just gonna finish him up just so that they could finish the game. That's the ace. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very clear. Game 1 for our first best of 3 of the day is gonna be going to Team Thailand's Wildcard. GG, well played. Through the Aram. So, okay, we're seeing a hover over the Zephys and Kriknak. So if they do go for these 2 particular heroes, then that's going to be... Okay, Arduin, that's actually a good way to go as well, because if they locked in both the Kriknak as well as the Zephys, that would have been way too much damage, but not enough set potential.
Yes.
So by going for the Arduin, I'd say it just helps pan out the composition much more better.
That is true. I'll agree with you on that, because I'm going to be in awe as well if they would have locked in the Kriknak and Zephys right here, because they wouldn't have and when it comes to that kind of team composition, they would lack the initiating ability right there. But it was a good pick that they have chosen Ardoin right there instead of a Kriknak. But let's see what reply would Romeo have in here, because with regards to China's team composition, they were aware. They are aware now that they needed that damage right there. So I think that the game 1 while ago was a lesson learned. Meanwhile, Thailand here locking down the Ryoma. It's actually like a slight switch only with regards to team compositions. And for Team Thailand here, they have good support, they have good buffs, they have good heals. They also have good poking abilities, and Wonder Woman also being a good front line right here. I'm excited how this game is gonna go about.
Yeah, overall,
it was a good response coming from Team Thailand over there, but we see a 2 versus 1. Oh, we see that the Xenial is quite into a sticky situation right here, as it'll be a 3 versus 1. More poking abilities coming from them. It's gonna be a first blood coming from Team China right there.
Yes, looks like it's gonna be a fight for the Abyssal. Take note, Taos isn't level 4 yet, so does not have access to his ultimate just yet. It's actually gonna be China that manages to secure the Abyssal Dragon. Looks like they're on the chase. Lockdown Romeo, that's gonna be the kill as Nam1 secures it. Meanwhile, KSSA gonna try to walk away from Yi-Chen. Yi-Chen should probably back away, looking a little bit lower on mana hit. Okay, so looks like China already poising themselves to take the Abyssal Dragon. Let's go ahead and see if Thailand Wildcard can contest this. Take note, Xenia already has this ultimate, so Thailand Wildcard could easily play the numbers game, and they're going to be doing just that. That's going to be the heal coming in. Junyun will be the first to fall. It looks like Thailand Wildcard going to be going for a cleanup here.
An execution of team play, just like that. If you are alone and there are more members with you, you will be set up pretty good. While that was happening on the top side, you see that Omen was successfully slain. That's right. And if you noticed a while ago, it was a good call for Team China not to engage on that Abyssal earlier. But we see here on the top side of the lane, Ji Sheng, very sticky situation right there because it was a 3v1. A little bit too late for that Zephys to actually respond to him. We see that the Xenial here going in response into the middle side of the lane right now. Aurum being low on health. They managed to defeat that Liliana right there. An advantage point when it comes to Team Thailand here because they're already roaming to and fro onto the map here. And we see that they're putting more pressure and actually try to respond to Ju Sheng right here.
Yes, Ju Sheng. He has a tall order to deal with. I don't think he's going to make it out alive. That's just way too many members. You have to be careful, my friend. Looks like we'll get pulled in and could get decimated. Hissy Fit was landed just to see if he could last long enough to prevent any skills being thrown out by the Chinese squad here. That's going to be the full-on fight. Numbers are looking better for Team China here. Romeo, the only surviving member from the Thailand Wildcard, manages to flicker away, but that's going to be China constantly chasing him down. And man, this could be big. China, they could actually go for the finish if they play their cards correctly.
That's right. Ooh, Sao's going in there, but he didn't really know that there were more members of Team China right there. That was not a good pickoff right there coming from Xenio. Meanwhile, China taking this advantage, going in for the core. It's all open, and we're going to see a game 3 right now. Good game, well played coming from Team China right here.
Yeah, looks like couldn't quite decide. But in the end, they settled for the Tulin as well as the Chognar. A little bit of a double support once again that we're going to be seeing from China here. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out what Thailand Wildcard will be using to lock up this composition. So as far as options, can go for an assassin. I mean, they have a Malik and the Alice to go full collapse in team fights. Might want to complement that with some bursty damage, maybe a Zephys. Looks like they're going to be going for the Ryoma instead. Not a bad way to go. You have that early power Lindis as well. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to go for an assassin, in which case you could also just go for generally what has some pretty early power. Not to mention the Lindis as well, which is pretty respectable in terms of her mobility. So at the end of the day, what we do kind of have here is Thailand Wildcard, a pseudo composition which could match whenever Xenio goes for a response, just because of what mobility they have through just what Lindis has naturally, plus the speed boost that Alice could also give in effect when those that don't have faster response.
That is true. And if you notice from the previous games that we had, they didn't have any marksmen. This is the game that I finally see a marksman and a Lindis at that. So far, I didn't see any Joker as a pick. But we see here that Junjun still having an initial pick for the Kriknak. He's going to lock it in right now. So, and with regards here, China is still sticking to the no marksman game right here. But so far with regards to team composition, it's more of solid because they have the Lubu, they have the Xenial right here, they also have the Chognar as the support. But when it comes to damage-wise, I think they're going to more depend on the Tulin and the Kriknak right here. Of course, alongside with the Lubu right there as well. Meanwhile, here on Team Thailand, they are actually pretty well-rounded for me. And
all the members of each team are starting to converge. To take note, Ju Sheng is still level 3 though. And meanwhile, Tao is taking way too much damage from Yi Chen. That is the power of the buffed assassin Kriknak right there. Meanwhile, looks like KSA and Kit, they're going to try to respond, but they have to respect Yi Chen, who's going to go straight for the dive onto Kit. Great hold coming in from Thailand Wildcard though, just so that Kriknak doesn't get the full value off of the damage he can deal. But here comes Namwon as a little bit late for the party there, but just enough. Kept on check, could potentially snowball, but by having both the Alice support, the Liliana there, pretty much helps balance that out. But meanwhile, looks like Thailand Wildcard able to get the pick off. Drewy as well as KSSA Linger gonna go on to Yi Chen. Yi Chen tries to make an escape, but great lockdown coming in. One more hit. It's Drewy that manages to take the kill. Teams not really wanting to go for full risky plays. Speaking of risky though, we are seeing a team fight here with 4 members of the Thailand Wildcard trying to go for Junjun. 98k might be a little bit in too late, but that's going to be a turret taking down. Looks like China going to go for a counter engage onto Tao's, but that's a Malak, a little bit too tanky of a target. Looks like Ju Sheng going to respond with a bit of a heal, granting a lot more staying power for China in this team fight. Tao's, will he be the next to fall? Looks like he does manage to survive. 98k still in pursuit though, might have... overextended a bit as he took too much damage. Goes down himself, 1 for 1 so far. Both sides call it quit and back away in the mid lane. But then again, it's just mostly making sure that these lanes are pressured out. They are in pursuit of 98k. Hissy Fit to go for the full lockdown just so that the Lubu couldn't dash his way out of there. That's going to be the kill. They can go for that. Looks like they're going to try to contest the Might Golem first before they make a transition towards the top side. Meanwhile, 1v1. No, make that a 3v1 now. Namwan just overpowered right there in the numbers. Meanwhile, towards the top side, going to try to get the second turret. Jusheng trying to mount off a strong enough defense. Will it be enough though? Just going to get the full dive tiles, getting the knock up. That's going to be the kill. Kit lands it. Take note, Kriknak pressuring towards his bot lane though. Yichen going to back away for now. Not going to risk his life to get that one kill amidst Thailand Wildcard pushing up towards this top side. 98k and Juju trying the best that they can to go for a defense here, but no, won't be enough. 98k might have overextended a bit though. Takes a few auto attacks, not to mention Drui eventually securing the kill. Namwan tries to get the snipe onto Taos. No, that's going to be the body blast coming in from the Thailand Wildcard. Does force Team Thailand to disperse though. Committed one member, but that's going to be Jushan going in onto the team fight. Looks like wasn't the best idea to allow the Ryoma to back away. Liliana just had to walk away. Will allow the rest of the Thailand wildcard to succumb to the consequences of
Senior to actually back them up, but looks like they're gonna go for that Senior here so that they won't be able to have a good respawn anymore, which was a good play done by Team Thailand. It was a good strategy to actually take away who's going to respawn, and in the end they're gonna go into the middle side of the lane to actually continue that pickoff that was just started a while ago. Stunning that Kriknak right there. Liliana finally goes in for the kill, and we can see here it's already coming down to a domino effect. Linda successfully slays Junjun out of the map. My oh my, that was a good play done by Team Thailand, but it's not over. 98k here tries to go in, but Linda successfully hits and slays them, and we can see here that the last member of Team China wasn't able to defend the core, and this is going to Team Thailand Wildcards. Congratulations, good game, well played.